La Divina Commedia, the Divine Comedy of Dante Alighieri, a line-for-line translation in the rhyme form of the original, by Melville Best Anderson. Yonkers-on-Hudson, New York, World Book Company, 1921. Four. First circle, Limbo, the Virtuous Pagans. A pealing burst of thunder loosed my sense from chains of heavy sleep, and made me bound like one as who awaked by violence. And, risen erect on every side around, I moved my rested eye and fixed my sight to recognize the features of that ground. True is it that I stood upon the height above the valley of the abyss of woe, which gathers roar of wailing infinite. It was so dark, deep, cloudy, that although my gaze upon the bottom I confined, not anything I discerned there below. Now go we down among the people blind, began the poet, pallid as the dead. I will go first, and follow thou behind. And I, observant of his pallor, said, How shall I come if thou afraid appear, by whom I am wanted to be comforted? The anguish of the people downward here portrays upon my face, said he at this. That pity which thou deem'st to be fear, the long way urges. Come, be not remiss. Thus he set forth, and made me enter thus, the foremost circle that begirds the abyss. Here was no sound perceptible to us of wailing, only sighs and sighs again, that made the eternal air all tremulous. And this arose from woe, unpanged with pain, felt by the great and thronging multitude of children, and of women, and of men. Askest thou not, resumed the master good, what spirits these may be thou dost behold? Now ere thou go, I wish it understood, though these sinned not, their merit manifold doth not for want of baptism signify the portal of the faith which thou dost hold. They worshipped God, but through idolatry, seeing they were to Christians ages prior, and among such as these myself am I. For such defects, and for no trespass dire, lost are we, suffering no more, but so that without hope we languish in desire. On hearing this, laid hold on me great woe, for very worthy people knew I well, suspended in that limbo there below. O tell me, Lord, O Master, speak and tell, began I, wishing full intelligence about the faith that doth all error quell. Went ever any by self-merit hence, or by another's to a blissful fate? And he, who understood my covert sense, made answer, I was new unto this state, when I beheld one come omnipotent, with sign of victory incoronate, the shade of our first father penitent, Abel his son, and Noah, hence he drew, Moses, the lawgiver obedient, patriarch Abraham, King David too, Israel with his sire, with every son, with Rachel for whose sake such pains he knew, and many more, and gave them benison. And thou must know that earlier than these never a human soul salvation won. Not for his speaking did our going cease, but ever through the forest did we fare. The forest, I mean, where spirits were the trees. We had not travelled far as yet from where my sleep befell, when I beheld a blaze which conquered from the dark a hemisphere. We still were distant by a little space, yet not so far but I discerned in part that honourable people held that place. O thou who honourest both science and art, who may these be that so great honour claim, thus set from fashion of the rest apart? And he to me, the honourable fame concerning them that in thy life doth ring, wins grace in heaven that so advances them. Hereon I heard a voice thus heralding, Honour to him of poets loftiest, his shade returneth home from wandering. After the voice had ceased and was at rest, 4 mighty shades advancing did I see, in whom nor grief nor joy was manifest. The Master Good began to say to me, Mark him there, carrying that sword in hand, who as their lord comes on before the 3. 'Tis Homer, sovereign bard of every land, Horace next after him, satiric wit, 3rd Ovid, Luke and last of all the band. Since unto each doth as to me befit the name the one voice sounded in such wise they do me honour and do well in it. Thus gathered the fair school before mine eyes, of him, the Lord of song the loftiest, who o'er the others like an eagle flies. When they had talked a while with him, the rest to me with signs of salutation bent, whereat my master's smile his mind expressed. They paid me honour far more eminent, in that they made me of their brotherhood, so I was 6th of them, the sapient. Toward the light we thus our way pursued, discoursing things whereof fits reticence, even as there to speak of them was good. We gained a castle's grand circumference, with 7 lofty walls encircled round, bemoted with a brooklet for defence. This passed we over, as upon dry ground. Through 7 gates I with those sages went, a meadow of fresh verdure there we found. People were there of aspect eminent, with eyes that moved majestical and slow, taciturn, but with voices sweetly blent. A little to one side withdrew we so, into an open place and high and sheen, where one and all we might behold and know. There opposite, upon the enamelled green, was shown to me the mighty souls whom I feel inwardly exalted to have seen. I saw Electra with much people by, Hector among them, and Aeneas descried, and armoured Caesar with the falcon eye. Camille, Penthesilea I espied. Over against them King Latinus dwelled, Lavinia his daughter by his side. I saw that Brutus Tarquin who expelled Lucretia, Cornelia, Julia, Marcia, then alone apart great Saladin beheld. And when I lifted up my brows again, the master I beheld of those who know, sitting among the philosophic train. All look to him all honour show. Here saw I Plato, Socrates advance, who nearer him before the others go, Democritus who puts the world on chance. Anaxagoras and Diogenes I saw, Discorides, collector good of plants, Thales and Zeno of the Stoic law, Orpheus, Heraclitus, Empedocles, Tully and Linus and moral Seneca, Euclid, Geometer, Hippocrates, Ptolemy, Avicen, Galen, him who wrought the commentary great, Averroes, in full concerning all report I not, for the long theme impels me forward. Thus, many a time the word comes short of thought. The band of 6 gives place to 2 of us. My sage guide leads me by another way, forth from the still air to the tremulous, and now I come where shines no light of day. This has been a reading of The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. Performance copyright 2023, The One True Mores of Differently Normal. If you're enjoying this performance, please like, comment, subscribe, or share this video. None of this would be possible without your interaction. If you'd like to hear more selections, please consider supporting this channel through our Patreon. Thank you for listening.